Today on Enrique's First Time Buyer channel, I'm going to show you how to find the perfect lender. Hey, welcome back. This is Enrique, and I want to talk to you about anything that is related to real estate and mortgages that will help you become a homeowner. So if you are in the process of becoming a homeowner, maybe you are already in escrow, maybe you're just thinking about it, maybe you're gathering information, maybe you're trying to learn more about how to buy a home, you have come to the right place. So I want to make sure you hit subscribe, go check out the rest of our videos. We cover a multitude of topics. I am a mortgage broker with over 18 years of experience in the lending business, and I pretty much have seen it all. I have helped hundreds of people become homeowners. So we want to bring that information, that experience to you. So the question today is, how do you find the perfect lender? Is there such thing as the perfect lender? How do I know the lender that I'm working with is the best? So these are really, really important questions. And yes, I am a lender, I'm a broker, and I'm not going to tell you I'm the perfect lender, because the reality is I am serving a market here in California. You may be watching this in a different state, so you may need someone in your state and you still have to do some homework. So I'm going to remove myself from the equation in terms of who I am and what I do, and I'm going to give you some unbiased advice, things that you really need to learn. This is insider information that is going to teach you how you're going to find whether you are working with a perfect lender. So how do people go about looking for a lender? So the first way that you have to know is that most people, when they're buying a home, they go to a realtor first, and the realtor is going to send them to a lender, and they're going to say, hey, well, go talk to this lender. So most buyers don't even question it. They call the lender and they say, hey, my realtor told me to call you, and now you're working with that lender and you don't even know. So there are a lot of things you have to consider. Number one, is the realtor related to the lender? Do they have a relationship? Do they have a working relationship that goes back a long time? Why is he recommending him to you? Maybe he works for a company that has an agreement, a financial agreement with that other company. A lot of real estate companies have financial agreements with lending companies. So you think you're going to a lender that is giving you the best deal, when in reality you may be talking to someone that has got a financial gain to recommend you to that. So here's the first thing that you need to know. As a lender, I cannot exchange money. I cannot pay for a referral from a real estate agent. But there are companies who have agreements. So even though it's legal, it's still a kickback. The law says that as a loan officer, if a realtor sends me a referral, I cannot even buy that realtor a cup of coffee in exchange for that referral. So that's the very first thing that you may want to ask. If a realtor says you got to go talk to them, you say, hey, let me ask you a question. Does your company have a financial agreement with them? Why is it that you're recommending it? What is it that makes this lender good? Those are tough questions to ask, but you're about to purchase a home for $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. You should ask that question. Why is it that you're recommending that person? And it's okay to ask, do you have a financial gain? Does your company have a financial gain if I use that lender? Now, why is that important? Because if your company has a financial gain, someone's paying for that, and that's you. In other words, you're going to pay most likely a higher rate or higher fee, because that fee has to go back for the arrangement that they have. So I know this is a tough conversation to have, and I'm looking straight at the camera, and I don't like having this conversation, but my job is to educate you and teach you. So that's the first thing. The second thing you want to find out is, what are the qualifications of that lender? So it's very difficult for you to discern, why is it that I should go with this person? So let's narrow it down a little bit. There are different ways that you can get a lender. One of them is, a lot of people go with the one that the realtor recommended. We already talked about that. Number two, you can go to your bank. So if you bank at a large financial institution, you would think they're going to give me the best deal. So if you bank at Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America and you go there, you probably think they're going to give you the best deal. There is no evidence that indicates that because you bank at a specific bank that you are likely to have a better rate, unless you are a big fish. If you have one of those mega accounts with multi-million-dollar investment accounts, yes, they're going to give you loans that are incredibly low. But if you're just a regular person with a few $1,000s in the savings and checking account, you're not going to get most likely a better rate. So the idea that you're getting a better deal from them is not really good. And traditionally, retail banks, which is what we call those institutions, they're not priced the best. They're not offering the best price right now. So don't think that because you're dealing with your bank, they're going to treat you by giving you a super good deal. It doesn't work that way. The second way that you can do this is you can go through your credit union. A lot of people go through their credit union. You would think the credit union is going to give me the best deal, right? Well, not necessarily, because credit unions in many ways don't have competitive rates when it comes to mortgages. They do a good job with car loans, they do a good job with credit cards, but when it comes to mortgages, they may not necessarily have the best rates. In some cases they do, but not usually. So don't think that because you have a credit union, they're going to give you the best deal. Please do your homework in terms of that. One of the things you're also going to learn is that a lot of credit unions are outsourcing their lending when it comes to mortgages. So recently I talked to someone who says, well, I'm going to talk to my credit union. They send me a good faith estimate to look at it, a loan estimate, and I go, that's not the credit union. We find out they outsource it to a third-party lender, more fees, higher rate. So that doesn't work either. Do you go shop around online? Well, you can, but now you're dealing with telemarketers, you're dealing with inexperienced loan officers, people who are basically behind the desk just answering calls, trying to get loans through. You know, you may get some good rates there, but then you're going to have to do a lot of shopping around. So here's a recommendation that we have. Based on the experience that we know, based on the knowledge that we have, even if you are still talking to your bank, or even if you are still talking to a credit union, or you're talking to the realtor's lender, there's a recommendation. And the recommendation that I have for you, you ready? Talk to an independent mortgage broker. An independent mortgage broker, in most cases, is going to be where you're going to find that perfect lender. And here's why. The word independent means that that mortgage broker doesn't work for a bank, doesn't work for your realtor, doesn't work for the credit union. The independent mortgage broker works for the client. So he's got to find you the best deal. We have a fiduciary responsibility as an independent mortgage broker. As a broker, that person is also going to shop around. That's important. Instead of you doing the shopping, the independent mortgage broker is going to do the shopping for you. So if you go to the credit union, they're going to give you the rate. If you go to the Wells Fargo or Chase, they're going to give you whatever rate they have. But if you go to a mortgage broker, we look at all the banks and find where is the best possible deal. That's where your chances of getting a better rate and better fees are with the independent mortgage broker. Also, independent mortgage brokers are going to have more flexibility when it comes to underwriting. So if you have less than perfect credit, if your income is a little tight, if you had a bankruptcy in the past, the mortgage broker has a better chance at finding a bank that specializes in that type of lending. So where do you find the best mortgage broker? Well, one place to go is look on Google. Look for independent mortgage brokers in your locality. Now be careful, because some of the names that will come up are not brokers. They just call themselves brokers. So you have to actually ask them, are you a broker? If they hesitate or they tell you no, hang up, go to the next one. A broker is a broker. That's that. But another way to do it is you can go and write this down. Go to a website. It's called findamortgagebroker.com. Findamortgagebroker.com. You put your address, your zip code, and the names that are going to show up are all independent mortgage brokers. These are people who are vetted. These are people who have license to be a broker, and chances are you're going to find one or two very, very competitive brokers in that website. So it depends on your website, right? If you have any questions, comment below, send us a message. We would love to point you in the right direction. In fact, if you're looking for one, let us know. We have people in our network all over the United States, and we can recommend someone that we know is going to do a great job at giving you the best possible rate, the fastest turn time. So there you have it. It's complicated, but it doesn't have to be. We are here to help you. I hope this information was useful to you, and I hope you find the perfect lender.